Then I let me in the door. Then I gave your boy a chance, now the youngin' finna blow. It's a shame finna put the game in the figure four. Youngin' fresh from out that bottom.
Yo, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, man. You ain't gonna like, you ain't gonna comment, but I do appreciate it if you did sub and if you're new. Now, in this video, we're talking about Attack on Titan, but in particular, I'm gonna be explaining to you guys if the ending for Attack on Titan was planned out. So I got inspired to do this video because of a DM that I had got on Instagram a while back. And basically, somebody showed me a screenshot of somebody on Reddit trying to prove to people that the ending for Attack on Titan was planned out from the very beginning. And that the ending was not retcon like how a lot of people think it is. By showing Eren say to Reiner that all of this is going to end with him not being able to achieve a single thing. Now, one of the many things that I can say about Isayama as an author is that he does a really good job with connecting things and making everything come full circle. Eren saying to Reiner that all of this is going to end with him not being able to achieve a single thing is proof in itself. And to add to that, in one of my last videos, I had revealed to you all the real reason why Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 is Eren in January, and most likely Eren on January the 9th. And knowing that we're supposed to be getting another 16 episodes for Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2, that means that the anime will be ending in the same month that the manga ended in, which is in April. But that also means that the anime will be ending in the same month that it started in, which is April of 2013. And between the year of 2013 and 2022 is 9 years, which represents the 9 Titans. Now, I don't know what this shit actually means. I don't know if he's planning on ending the power of the Titans in the anime, or maybe he just want all this shit to line up. But either way you say it, this shit is really planned the fuck out. I've never heard of a manga getting adapted into an anime and then the manga ending, but the anime is being set up to end in the same month that the manga ended, but the anime is also being set up to end in the same month that it started, and making everything come full circle. Like, Mappa wouldn't know to do that. That means that Isayama is working very close with Mappa, and that could be the reason why Mappa did not delay the first half, because if they did, then that means that all this shit wouldn't line up at all. The only way that you could line it up is if you delay the second half as well, which is something that a lot of people would have been cool with, including myself, because we would have gotten 2D animation instead of CGI. But let's be honest, we would have gotten CGI any fucking way. Like, a lot of people wish that Wit Studio was still doing Attack on Titan, and I'm gonna say this now, I don't think you want to do that, because it's a reason why they dropped the anime. Like, they cannot do it. It does not matter how much you prefer Wit Studio over Mappa. They would have never been able to animate season 4. Shit, we barely was able to animate season 3, and you telling us we got to animate season 4? Isayama, you got us fucked up. There is no amount of money that you can pay us to make us animate that bullshit. And especially because Isayama wants all this shit to be lined up. So even if Mappa did delay the first half, which would make them delay the second half, it would fuck up the whole 9-year thing, which represents the 9 Titans. So the real reason why Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1 looks the way that it is because of Isayama wanting all this shit to be lined up. Instead of just telling Mappa to delay the anime and give them time to work on it, him wanting all this shit to be lined up is kind of forcing them to animate this bullshit, which is probably one of the only valid reasons why we wouldn't be getting an anime original ending. Now, another example on why the ending for Attack on Titan was planned out is probably one of the biggest connections that I've ever made, and also being one of the strongest proof that I have on the anime having its own original ending, or the anime being a second timeline, or like how Isayama likes to say it, another Attack on Titan. Now, in my video of me talking about how the anime will definitely have an anime original ending, I ended that video talking about or explaining how the ending of Attack on Titan in the manga connects to the beginning of the anime, by showing you all the differences between Eren waking up under the tree in the anime versus the manga. In the anime version, he is reenacting the death position that the Eren that got his head cut off and then later on buried under his tree would be in if he had a body. He would be in a laying down position. But the Eren that's in the manga, he is reenacting the same death position that the Eren that died in chapter 138 peacefully from the Curse of Ymir. Now, you can argue the fact that maybe, just fucking maybe, Wit Studio wanted to change it. You can argue that, and it's very valid. But how would they know to change this? Why would they change it in the first place? Like, I truly believe that everybody does not really know or really understand how important this scene is with him waking up to Mikasa. Like, Eren is sleeping under his Titan Path's tree. Eren is the reincarnation of the fucking parasite, which is a prediction that I made a very long time ago. And when I made that prediction a long time ago, a lot of people said that I was fucking tripping. And look what happened. The way how Eren wakes up under the tree and the shit that he says to Mikasa when he does is very important. And Isayama, knowing how important that is, why would he allow that to fucking happen? Why would Isayama allow Wit Studio to make that big of a change to a very important scene? Unless it was for a reason. Now, if they was trying to hide it, then that means that all they would have done is just took out Mikasa saying see you later but kept everything the same. The way how Eren wakes up would have been the same. Instead of him waking up from a nightmare in the anime, he would be waking up the same way how he woke up in the manga, peacefully. But he does not. He wakes up in the anime as if everything that happened to him in the manga, like him being killed by Mikasa and most likely Paradise Island getting destroyed, was just all a fucking nightmare to him that he just cannot seem to remember because of memory manipulation. The things that Eren said to Mikasa would have been the same if they was just trying to hide the see you later scene. He would have still asked her why is her hair so long, but instead of asking her that, he asked her why is she here. Meaning that wherever he just fucking came from, or wherever he just woke up from, she is nowhere to be found. Keep in mind that Mikasa was the very last thing that Eren had seen. Or she was supposed to be the last thing that Eren had seen. But she's not. He's seen other shit. Which is why he said, bitch, why are you here? Like, either that motherfucker was playing dead, or he died but slowly came back to life. And the way that he slowly came back to life is because Mikasa buried him under the tree. The tree became his fucking body. In a past video, I had explained that Gabby truly did kill Eren. The only reason why he was still alive is because he transformed. Eren no longer had a body, but when he transformed into his Founding Titan form, his Founding Titan form became his body. He was basically living on life support. And when his Founding Titan form had got destroyed by Armin, Ymir changed his body structure, which is something that the Founding Titan can do. Like, if you really think about it, Eren, with full access to the power of the Founder, he can technically be all 9 Titans if he wanted to. And it would have been cool as hell to see all the different forms that Eren can fucking become. Like, do you see all the potential that Isayama had in this like, this is what makes me want to fight him. But Ymir had transformed Eren into his founding Colossal Titan form, and that form became his new body. And it was keeping him alive just enough for Mikasa to kill him. So when Mikasa buried his head under the tree becomes Eren's new body. He lives off the fucking tree. And just like how the tree is absorbing his power of the Titans to grow to resemble like how Ymir's tree looked, and in return the tree brought Eren back to life and is keeping him alive just enough for the kid to come in contact with him for all this shit to happen all over again. Now, knowing that he is still alive and that he's buried, he would want to move around. You know what I'm saying? So what he does is he uses his power of the Titans to control the birds, and he fly around as the fucking birds. So just like how his friends experienced this peace, I'm pretty sure that Eren experienced this peace as well, but just as a fucking bird. And most likely he's seen Paradise Island get destroyed, so therefore he now knows that when he sacrifices himself, it's going to lead to a temporary result. So he reincarnates himself, or he sends himself back in time. I don't know what the fuck he actually fucking do, but he wakes up under the tree in the anime, but he wakes up different this time. Instead of him waking up to Mikasa saying see you later and him waking up peacefully, he wakes up like he just had a fucking nightmare, and he asks Mikasa, why are you here? And that's crazy because in Norse mythology, Odin actually sacrifices himself, or I believe he sacrifices himself for his people, and he either hangs himself on one of the branches or he kills himself inside of the tree that has the same opening that Eren and Ymir's tree has, and the tree ends up bringing him back to life. So this shit is definitely planned to fuck out. So me saying all of that, we go back to the question, was the ending for Attack on Titan planned out? In my opinion, yes and no. Now, the reason why I say yes is because of all the things that I just said earlier in this video and what I am going to say to end this video. But the reason why I say no is because Isayama did something that he was not supposed to do as an author and as a person. And that is care a little bit too much about what motherfuckers think. Which is hard being an author because you're going to always want to know what your audience think about your story. I'm the same way. I do care about what all of you think about my videos and the shit that I say in my videos and how I say it. I do care about that. But I also know when to not care too much, and that's something that Isayama could not fucking do. Because once you start to care a little bit too much about what other people think, you're no longer living free. You're no longer doing shit because you want to do it. You're doing shit to please other motherfuckers. So far, I have gotten 2 comments, right? The first comment happened like a while ago, like way before I even hit 1,000 subscribers. And he was like, yo, you probably made a lot of good points in this video, but I just could not fully watch it because you curse too much. And if you continue to curse too much and not use other words to replace them or use big words, then you will never get past 500 subscribers, right? Now, first of all, I'm glad that he said that, because a week or 2 go by and we was at 1,000 subscribers. So, and I was laughing my ass off because I was like, yo, he just said that shit and I hit 1,000. That shit crazy. He need to come back and say that shit again. But I told him respectfully, this channel is just not for you. And I will not be changing the way how I do things because I feel comfortable. I feel free. I feel happy doing shit the way how I do things. But the point is, if I was a person who cared too much about what other people think, I would have revamped myself and revamped my channel and became somebody who the fuck I'm not. You wouldn't hear Isayama, you was a motherfucking genius. Or you wouldn't hear Eren motherfucking Yeager. You wouldn't hear those things. And I would have most likely started writing shit down instead of doing everything off the top of my head just to make sure that I don't cuss. You know what I'm saying? But Isayama did not do that. He cared too much about what we all thought, instead of just doing what he wants and creating the ending that he wanted to create. Because if he did, then we would have gotten that first original ending with him killing every fucking body. But he felt like nobody would be satisfied and would be okay with that ending, so he changed it. In his recent interview, he even reveals how many ideas that he written off, leading toward the ending of Attack on Titan, and even in the ending itself. He had one ending where Levi dies, and that was actually one of my fucking predictions. But the reason why he rolled it off is because he felt like nobody would think that it would be impactful enough. And I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about, Isayama? I feel like when I say this, I speak for everybody. Levi was not supposed to make it out alive at all. At all. Levi was supposed to sacrifice himself for Armin. That's what the fuck he was supposed to do. His leg is fucked up. His fingers is fucked up. And his eyes fucked up. What more could Levi fucking do but devote his heart, give up on trying to kill Zeke, and sacrifice himself to save Armin? But somehow still find a way to kill Zeke, but die after killing him. Maybe Levi could have fell to his death after chopping Zeke's head off. And as he's falling to his death, he could have been smiling, knowing that he did not only save humanity, but he finally devoted himself to the mission to save Armin, the person that he had picked over Earth. And even though he finally gave up on killing Zeke and devoted himself to the mission to save Armin, he still was able to find a way to kill Zeke, which would make him smile while falling to his death, knowing that he did not only save humanity, but he finally devoted himself to the person that he had picked over Irvin, but he ended up also fulfilling Irvin's fucking mission, which would make him smile while falling to his death. And then he should have had one last conversation with Irvin. But instead of Isayama making something like that happen, he ends up writing the idea of Levi dying off because he felt like nobody would think that him dying would be impactful enough. Now, the reason why he would obviously think like that is because of what I am going to say to end this fucking video. And just to clarify, yes, this ending was planned out, but no at the same time, because this is not Isayama's original ending. This is an ending that has been changed many fucking times because of him overthinking and caring a little bit too much of what we would like, instead of just creating the fucking story and creating a story that he would want. Even in Isayama's new interview, he even said that he would go and read or watch other people's reviews and see how they felt about his story. And that is something that an author should never do, because at the end of the day, the goal as an author is to create a story that people can enjoy. So if you go and see those opinions and you care a little bit too much of what those people say and think, then you are no longer going to be creating the story that you want to create. You're going to start creating a story based off of those opinions that you've seen, because they're going to always linger in the back of your fucking mind. And he's going to always think to himself like, damn, I wonder if I make Eren say this or do this, will the audience like that? I wonder if I make him have feelings for this person, will the audience like that? And the thing is that being an author, it's hard to not do that. But you don't want to do that because, like I said, you're no longer going to be creating the story that you actually want. You're going to be creating a story that other people want. And for Isayama, he was creating a name for himself. Like, let's be honest, chapter 1 through chapter 133 was just straight fire at the 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 fire, like 10 out of 10 chapters. And then once it got to the end, that's when people say, like, okay, Isayama, you're kind of losing me. And I feel like, yes, this is where he kind of felt the most pressured, where he probably had so many ideas that he scrapped and put to the side, and he probably changed so much shit. He even said it himself. He said that he got too cocky once he got to the ending. And he thought that the ending that he did give us was a ending that we all wanted, which is why he said that he was sorry for letting people down and not giving people a ending that they could be satisfied with. He said that he had got too cocky. But to be honest, all that Isayama had to really do was just create the story that he wanted to fucking create. Instead of that, he was changing the ending multiple times, and it's probably so much shit that we don't even know that he probably changed, you know? And I believe that I read somewhere that the creator for Berserk, he makes sure that he does not read anything so that he makes sure that shit like this does not happen. So me saying all of that, you get the question, okay, if this ending that Isayama gave us was planned out from the very beginning but really wasn't at the same time, how was he able to line everything up so perfectly to the point where it seemed like this is the ending that he actually wanted? And it's all because of the idea of how he wanted to end the story being the same. Even though he did change the ending, the idea of how he wanted to end the story being the same since the very beginning. In Isayama's original ending, he wanted to kill everybody. I don't know if he wanted to kill Eren, Mikasa, and Armin as well, but he wanted to kill everybody. Therefore, nobody was going to win, which means that everything being for nothing was going to happen anyway. Throughout the whole entire story of Attack on Titan, you kept seeing this one thing pop up, which is not being able to achieve anything. You see this within the scouts way before Eren even gets there. You see how they send 100 soldiers out to go fight the Titans, and then they come back with 14 soldiers, and they come back looking all disappointed because they just sacrificed a lot of motherfuckers for nothing. You also see this when Annie crystallizes herself. Because of her doing that, everybody that they had sacrificed and lost was for nothing. Levi not being able to kill Zeke in season 3 of part 2. Irvin and the rest of those scouts died for nothing. This not being able to achieve anything has always been there since day fucking one. So we look at Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, the three main characters. For Mikasa, who is actually the main character, all that she wants to do is protect Eren and be with him. But Mikasa is set up to fail because of the way how Eren is. He wants to be free. He will do anything, even put his life on the line in order to see a glimpse of freedom. How can you protect somebody like that? The thing is that you can't. You're set up to fail. Mikasa and her OVA realized that she cannot protect Eren because of who he is. Therefore, she accepts it and says that all she wants to do is try to be by his side. But then we get to the ending of Attack on Titan, and instead of protecting him, she kills him. And she did the opposite of what Historia did, but they both gave Eren freedom. Historia picked him over saving humanity, but Mikasa picked humanity over saving him. But her killing him freed him from Ymir's control. For Armin, because of who he is, he preaches peace and understanding, and because of the world that he is born into, he is set up to fail. He's in a world where it's nothing but war, and you have a little something called the cycle of hatred. How can somebody like Armin achieve what he wants living in a world like that? He is set up to fucking fail. The second that Armin was picked over Irvin, that is when he was set up to fail to achieve anything. Because of who Armin is, there is no way in hell that he can be somebody like Irvin. Even though Hanji and Levi told Armin that, hey, we're not asking you to be Irvin, we kinda are asking you to be Irvin. And the minute they said that, that's when he was set up to fail. And now for Eren motherfucking Yeager. Eren wants two things. He wants freedom and he wants to protect his friends. But what he does not know is that this path to freedom that he's on is going to cost him his friends. Therefore, Eren is set up to fail at protecting his friends. No matter what he does, no matter how hard he fights, he's going to lose his friends regardless. Whether that's them dying or whether that's them going against him, he loses his friends regardless. But when we get to the ending of Attack on Titan, we see that Eren has two choices. He can either choose freedom or he could choose his friends. If he chooses freedom, he has to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to get the ultimate result, which is killing his friends, which is something that he just cannot do because it would be him going against what the fuck he's doing this shit for. The only way that he would be able to kill his friends is if he was the father of Historia's child, like how Historia wanted him to be. She asked him, he said no. He said that it was no way that he can be the father if he's gonna die in 4 years. So that made Historia sad, knowing that she was going to lose Eren, just like how she lost Ymir. And it's kind of ironic if you think about it, because Historia was trying to take back her life by choosing who she wanted the father to be. And she wanted Eren to be the father, but because of his answer, it forced her to pick the farmer, somebody who she really didn't want to be the father of her child. That's crazy. But Eren picked his friends instead of choosing freedom. Eren put Armin in a better position to be able to achieve something, because the situation that they was in before, like I said earlier, Armin was set up to fail because of the world that he was born in. But Eren put Armin in a better situation for him to be able to achieve something. And the motherfucker still couldn't achieve anything. What Armin had achieved was temporarily, which then led to being nothing because of Paradise Island being destroyed. So everything that Eren has fought for since season 1 was for nothing. And that's very, very fucking disappointing. But in a way, if you think about it, it's good writing as well. Like, Isayama destroyed us with that shit. And I think that's what he wanted to do. Destroy the fuck out of us by just making everything be for nothing. And him doing this, I think what he wanted to do was make us enjoy the journey towards the ending of Attack on Titan and not really the ending itself, which is kind of bullshit, Isayama, but I see what the fuck you're trying to do. But knowing that Isayama had this idea of not being able to achieve anything and everything being for nothing since day one, that is probably a part of the reason why he chose not to kill Levi in the ending for Attack on Titan. Of course, Levi's death wasn't going to be impactful because you was already planning on making all this shit for nothing. And I'm pretty sure you probably would have got a lot of hate for that. Like, damn, you killed probably the most favorite character in Attack on Titan for nothing. So, of course, you had to make him live. Now, Isayama got inspired to make Attack on Titan by many things. The Avengers, Norse mythology, Game of Thrones, the Eternal Champion, which I did a video on. But Isayama's biggest inspiration, where he get this not being able to achieve anything shit from, is Mud Love. I even heard from other people saying that Isayama said in an interview, Attack on Titan gets everything from Mud Love. In Mud Love, the protagonist is in a high school setting, but then he wakes up in another world that's in a war setting. And in this new world, he's not able to achieve anything. But then he gets reincarnated into another timeline, and then he's able to win. In my video of me explaining about the anime definitely having an anime original ending, I was able to make those Mud Love connections without even fucking knowing anything about Mud Love. In that video, I had said that it cannot be a coincidence that Isayama waits until the ending of Attack on Titan to reveal that, oh yeah, by the way, my side story, Attack on Titan AU, about the Attack on Titan cast having a normal life in a high school setting, is fucking canon, by the way. And also, the side story that I just created about Eren being reincarnated and then later on hit by a bus is also canon as well. So if Attack on Titan is just like Mud Love, which we can clearly see it is, just like the protagonist in Mud Love getting reincarnated into another timeline and then winning, that means that the anime is another timeline for Attack on Titan. That means that the Eren that died in the manga and the ending for Attack on Titan got reincarnated into another timeline, which is the fucking anime. And he should win. He should be able to achieve something. I'm not saying that we're going to get an anime original ending, the anime original ending that we want, but we should get something. And it's like, it's so much fucking proof to the point where if this different timeline does not happen, Isayama, you're going to have to fight me. You're going to have to run me my motherfucking fade. But yeah, the ending for Attack on Titan being planned out, yes and no for me. But this is the end of the video. You ain't got to comment, but I do appreciate it if you did something, if you're new. And I'm out, bro. This is a long ass fucking video and I'm tired as fuck.